Have you ever envisioned Pi Network appearing on one of the largest news websites in the world? Pi Network has officially made headlines on the BBC, so prepare to have your mind blown. Yes, you heard correctly. Pi was recently featured by one of the most reputable news outlets, highlighting its practical applications in a way that will make anyone who doubts it reconsider everything. People are purchasing actual goods with Pi, phones, gadgets, and even bags and shoes from Africa to Asia. We're going to explore why this BBC feature is so revolutionary today, and why it might be a significant step toward the Pi ecosystem's long-awaited developments. Do you feel even more optimistic about Pi Network as a result of this BBC feature? Leave a comment with your response. And if you're new here, be sure to watch my earlier videos, which are linked in the description to keep up with the most recent Pi developments. Hey, let's see some love in the comments if you're a real Pi pioneer. Don't forget to represent your country and type Pi Network to the moon. Let's examine the true worldwide reach of our group. In order for us to continue providing you with the most recent information about Pi Network's progress, please remember to hit the subscribe button, like and share the material if you find it enjoyable. Keep in mind that this video is entirely for amusement purposes and does not contain any financial advice. Okay, let's get started and examine the implications of this BC spotlight for Pi Network and its future prospects. Let's begin. Let's start by recognizing how enormous Pi Network on the BBC is. We are discussing a global news organization that is renowned and reputable, and they have decided to highlight Pi. This wasn't merely a passing reference. When the BBC team visited one of the most populated nations in Africa, they discovered not only a sizable Pi pioneer community, but also actual Pi use cases. Yes, exactly. Pi is being used to purchase real products, like as phones, devices, shoes, and bags. Here is evidence that Pi is already being used as money in some places, in case you were wondering if it would ever be used in the real world. Indeed, China has its share of Pi transactions, but the fact that they are now occurring in Africa gives them even more impetus. Here's why this is important. There's no anticipation or hype involved when BC News chooses to air a feature. They are focusing on things that have an effect. By covering Pi Network, they are recognizing its global reach and the enormous amount of attention it is generating. The world is watching, as there are already over 65 million users, and that number is rapidly increasing due to recent listings on websites like XCOM and Hubi. Pi Network isn't going to slow down anytime soon, as evidenced by the nearly 10 million new pioneers that have joined this wave. However, some of you may be wondering what the true significance of all this attention is. Apart from credibility, Pi Network gains the legitimacy that few ventures can in such a short amount of time, thanks to this exposure, which places it directly in front of millions of people. Those who were unsure may now become interested, while those who wrote off Pi as a passing trend may begin to reconsider. This is where things start to become pretty exciting. When several Pi fans were interviewed by the BBC for their broadcast, the enthusiasm was incredible. The number $314,000, $1,125, was even proposed by one pioneer as a possible global consensus value, or GCV for Pi. It's true what you read. What if a single Pi coin had that much value one day? Even if that number may seem ambitious, it demonstrates how high some pioneers have their sights set. Pi has plenty of opportunity to continue establishing itself and laying the groundwork for this aspiration as long as the Mainnet is operational. What is this Mainnet that everyone is discussing? Why is it important? Consider the Mainnet as Pi Network's beating heart, where everything comes together. Pi's transactions are now officially documented on the public ledger, marking the beginning of the digital currency's actual financial worth. All transactions take place securely and openly on the Mainnet. This is where Pi can transform from a concept to a fully functional blockchain currency, from a potential to a reality. Real transactions can occur in real time on the Mainnet, and Pi will be used to pay for each transaction charge. Not only will the network gain from this, but pioneers who help the network flourish will also be rewarded and encouraged. Pi's foundation is strengthened with each transaction and validation, which also maintains the network's security and functionality. This system establishes Pi's long-term value in a way that could make it far more durable, helps avoid spam, and guarantees real transactions. Of course, the Mainnet is an important component if you're considering Pi's durability. A lot of ventures end. However, Pi Network is establishing the infrastructure required for big initiatives to be successful with the Mainnet. Examining projects with this degree of depth and dedication is crucial when deciding where to spend your time and money. Strong initiatives are designed to endure with a vision that can withstand changes in the market and the passage of time, rather than focusing only on short-term gains. It becomes much more intriguing at this point. You are not merely observing from the sidelines when you are a member of this network. Pi Network gives you the opportunity to actively support its expansion, whether that be by mining or by assisting with network security. You can mine Pi coins only by checking into the app once a day, and each click strengthens the network security and worth. Although it's a straightforward move, Pi's bigger goal is eventually aided by these little actions. In a year, 5 years, or 10 years, Picture where you might be. Pi Network's primary net rollout is only getting started. Pioneers like you who have been here since the beginning may find themselves at the vanguard of something genuinely revolutionary once it goes completely live. As we proceed, keep in mind to choose wisely which projects to fund. Although Pi Network has the potential to yield incredible benefits, ventures lacking a defined objective or a strong basis should always be avoided. Remain loyal to Pi as it has demonstrated its commitment to sustainability and openness, and because the world is obviously paying notice. Pi Network is distinguishing itself in a world full of ephemeral trends and unstable coins by providing genuine innovation and a dedication to become more than just another cryptocurrency. Pi Network's adventure is only getting started, and the possibility is thrilling, given that the BBC is acknowledging this impact and that the global network of pioneers is expanding daily. Let this serve as a reminder to all of the pioneers out there. Continue mining, pay attention, and prepare, because if Pi Network keeps going in this direction, we might be seeing the beginning of something very groundbreaking. From showcasing actual Pi transactions in Africa and Asia to showcasing the network's potential on the international scene, today's video delves deeply into the ground, breaking BBC-eyed coverage of Pi Network and the excitement it's bringing to the community. This coverage could be a turning point for Pi's legitimacy and expansion. It's no longer just hype. Even the largest news networks are unable to ignore Pi's significant influence. Please hit the like button, share the video, and subscribe to our channel if you like this update and would like to see more stuff like this on Pi Network. We appreciate your support, which enables us to continue providing you with the most recent information and developments regarding Pi's ascent to prominence in the cryptocurrency industry. I have a question for you now. Do you feel more optimistic about Pi's future now that you've seen the BBC's feature on Pi Network? Leave your response in the space provided here. Please feel free to add any questions or comments you may have. We would be delighted to hear from you. We appreciate your time and hope to see you in the next video.